Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Paula and welcome to a night routine with a newborn. So today, Anorah's night routine started around 9 p.m. and I'm just going to go ahead and feed her her last bottle of the night. Typically this happens between 7:30 and 9 o'clock. It just depends on how much food she's taken already during the day. With nighttime, we just go with the flow because it is based on everything that happened during the day. So I start by giving her her vitamin and then I go ahead and chase it with a bottle. Tonight she took all of the 3.5 ounces that I gave her, and we do this right before bath time because I find that she has a better experience in the bath when she is completely full. Then on to bath time, I'm just going to go ahead and run her a bath. Here I like to use the Baby Dove nighttime wash that has lavender in it to help promote sleep. I'm going to go ahead and try and suds up the bathtub so that she can soak in it. Then I go and grab all of the things that I need for after the bath, like a diaper, a onesie, her lotion, her socks, a hair oil also, and then I like to grab the towel that I'm going to use to dry her off. So when I have her in the bath, I like to go ahead and make sure I have a towel over her torso just to keep her warm. I then like to make sure that I get the neck folds because there be some crazy stuff hiding in the neck folds and it be smelling insane. So I like to make sure that I get that. Then I'm going to go ahead and drench her hair so that I can go ahead and run this CeraVe shampoo through it. I really do like the shampoo. It suds up so well. It's definitely better. Well, I like it better than the Johnson shampoo because it suds up so good and I can just really get a nice lather on her scalp and I feel like it really is doing something. I did get this in the Amazon registry gift box that you get once the requirements have been met, but I will be buying the full version once this one gets done. So then after that, I take her on the bed and I like to make sure that I spend a couple of minutes drying off her scalp, especially if I'm not going to put a hat on her that night because babies lose a lot of heat through their head. So I just want to make sure that she is nice and toasty up there. Then I get on her diaper, her onesie, and then I like to take this Johnson's bedtime lotion, also with lavender and such things in there to promote sleep and get her legs and arms really well. Then I go ahead and put her socks on because we are going to be trying to do some exercises tonight, so I kind of want to get her ready for that. Lastly, I'm just going to go in with this nighttime hair oil and massage that into her scalp so that that can also promote sleep and hair growth. So after this, I go ahead and lay down her exercise placemat and grab any of the toys that I think will help keep her interested in the session. Then we go ahead into the first stretch, which is going to be basically just a hip stretch. I don't remember what the physical therapist called this, but basically I'm just rotating her legs in order to stretch out her hip and get that nice and flexible, which is going to be good for walking later on. Then she got a little cranky, so I had to give her a little snack bottle in between before we went to her hamstring stretch. The hamstring stretch is really important for walking also. As you can see, she's a little tight in her hamstrings, so I just tried to press her out as much as possible. Not to anything painful, but just to make sure that she is getting stretched out as much as possible, and we're really working towards loosening those hamstrings because, like I said, it's important for walking later on. So then she got a little bit cranky, so then I tried to entertain her with this rattle toy, and then I tried to get her to follow it so that we could get into our next stretch. So here she was not going for it at all, but she is supposed to try and follow the toy into a deep stretch on the left and right side of her neck into her shoulders. So her head is basically just supposed to go all the way down to one side and then all the way down to the other side, but she didn't like it tonight. So then I went right on to her shoulder stretches, a shoulder and arm stretch across the body, just to get those muscles nice and activated because they usually are not, stretching those out. So that's what the physical therapist told me to do, and it's important to get those arms stretched out. So then we took a little bit of a break before we went into the sit up with caregiver. This is basically just to get them used to not lagging their neck and head. So basically just using those neck muscles to make sure that that head gets lifted up just when everything else gets lifted up. Also really good ab workout for them and neck muscle workout as well. So this one is just very important just so that they can start putting that coordination together of lifting up vertically. So that's what we do until we take another break, and then I get her to side lay. Side laying is very good to shapen the ribs. That's what the physical therapist told me. So as long as she can stay in this position, I let her. Usually there will be a pillow behind her or your leg, but she is very, very good at side laying at this point, so I don't really need to support her. And basically side laying, baby is trying to find their midline, so their hands should be more into their chest. She's really good with doing that at this point, so I didn't really feel like I needed to help her. But yeah, I just let her side lay until she came all the way back to her back. And then we moved on to the next stretch, which is basically trying to get her into the standing up position. So just to get her calves and her thighs used to that standing position, as well as her feet. And make sure that when you're switching positions for your baby, you kind of roll them into the position that you want, just because that helps them get used to that natural rolling motion or rolling over movement. That's what the physical therapist told me that was a good thing to be doing, instead of picking up and flipping them, because that kind of disorients their equilibrium. So if you just roll them into the position that you want them in, that is going to be better and healthier for them in general. And then I put her into prone to elbows, because she stands up all throughout the day anyway, so it wasn't a big deal that she was a little bit tired here. But then she spit up, and so I just took a moment to clean that up. So then we went into the prone to elbows, which is basically tummy time. I informed the physical therapist that she was sleeping on her stomach, because I thought that that qualified as tummy time, and she was like, no, that's not exactly tummy time, because they're not using those back muscles and those front muscles to lift up their neck, and that is very important for baby, to lift all of those muscles and activate all those muscles. So that is why I got her this stand up, light up, and music toy to keep her interested in looking forward, because obviously when she's sleeping on her stomach, she's not interested in looking up and using those muscles. But here, when there's a toy in front of her, she's looking up. She just did really, really well this night, so I was very proud of her for that. So she basically looked up for as long as she could, and then obviously she started to get tired. It's okay if baby gets tired a little quickly. I mean, it's a lot of hard work, especially all these exercises at once. So this is what I just tried to do to entertain her, and she was doing really well. I mean, she picked up after she started, getting tired and laid down. She kind of picked it back up again. So I just did this until she just was completely over it. It only took a few minutes for her to get completely over it, because, she was a little bit tired, but that's all right. But yeah, the physical therapist said that she was ready for light up toys. So this is the toy that I got her, and I really like it a lot. It has like different languages, and then it has animal sounds and music and colors. So I just think this is a really good toy. I think it said like, I don't know, maybe a 6-month plus toy, but this was the only stand-up color toy that I could find. And it looks similar to what the physical therapist was using at her last appointment. So this is just what I got for her, and she seems to be taking to it quite well. So yeah, I was just really proud of her. I think she did really, really good. This wasn't everything that the physical therapist prescribed for her to do, but it was enough this night to get her nice and tired out. So after that, I just went ahead and put all of her exercise stuff back in her bassinet, since we do co-sleep, and I just basically got her spot on the bed ready for her. Then I went ahead and grabbed her up so that I could give her the last bit of her snack bottle, just to make sure that her tummy was nice and full, so that she could get the most amount of sleep possible. So I gave her the rest of her bottle, and we just cuddled for a little bit so I can get her into a nice deep sleep. Then I went ahead and transferred her to her spot on the bed, and then just patted her on the back to give her a little bit of vibration. That usually helps get her into a nice deep sleep, as well as have the hatch on. I usually like to have the hatch on wind and around 75% volume, just so it's nice and loud and drowns out anything that I'm doing. So then after that, I went ahead and got up and turned off all of the lights so that we could both just go ahead and get some sleep. This night she got to sleep around 10:30 and stayed asleep until 4:30, so a nice 6 hours before needing a bottle. All right, you guys, that is pretty much Anorah's night routine. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below, and if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, go ahead and do so, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.